use so much magic. But I'm kind of hoping for bombs. Bombs are very interesting with the strats. You can see hitting the guard into another bomb and stringing them along. I'm hoping we see a good bomb start today. But we'll definitely see that in just a moment. I think we're about to get started here. $5,000 rupee reward.
Man, if I had 5,000 rupees to start with, that'd be pretty good. Hey, bombs to start with, not for the weapon, just there. So that makes things a lot easier on you.
Yeah, that's going to make a quick escape here, because usually you're farming for bombs and you take extra time, get out of there around 7 minutes. They're probably going to get a good 6-minute start here. But we had an early map check. So we see the crystals are all in Light World, so 3 pendants in Dark World. That's going to be interesting to see later. I wonder if Swamp or Turtle Rock, Mire, let's see if we get a God Seed here.
Ooh, we got Bow to start with. That is a wonderful seed, or wonderful opening item.
I think that's probably the second best, next to Hammer. Hammer and Bow are just great to start with. No real worry about it. You start with 30 arrows. You start with an item that doesn't use magic. You don't really have to worry about too much on that end.
So when you saw that map check, did you notice if any of those crystals were special in any way?
Yes, I think there was one red crystal. I do not know which one it was. I think it was Eastern, but please don't quote me on that.
Well, we will likely find out soon.
Yeah, and I think that's what I do not know how to pronounce that name. I'm sorry, but yeah, saying it looked like a 5 to them. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It looked red. I definitely know one of them was. So let's see what this
aid.
Aid. Okay. Early map, so pretty much going to have a small key and a bunch of items from here on out in this escape. So, and interesting enough, with Freddeh actually checking the map early, he's not too far behind Gingerdamus, so that's actually really good to see.
All right, so we've got both keys in this room. Nice arrow strats to get rid of the blue guard.
So all the dungeon items are out of the way for escape. So everything from here on out is going to be just straight item worthy. So there's nothing else that they need to worry about getting, since there is no compass here or anything like that. The big key drops off that ball and chain guard.
Yep, it takes 4 arrows to destroy this ball and chain guard. And that's generally the strat you want to go for when you've got arrows. And especially since you've already got all the bombs you need.
Exactly. And I know sometimes people will grab 1 pot and then shoot 2 arrows. It just depends. I mean, really, you can grab both of those pots. 2 pot shots will do it. 2 hammer shots will do it. And the guard's done. I think the hardest one to kill guard with is, again, the Brian strats. Cannon Brian is not fun to use in escape.
So the trick with Brian is you got to remember every time you knock them around, they're going to go up, like every single time.
Yes. So pin him in a corner, turn on Brian, keep going.
All right, so we can in fact confirm that both remaining crystals that are not on the tracker right now are in fact red. They're both 5 and 6.
So 5 and 6 is in Light World too, so that could be an early Fat Fairy. And they're both coming out the door pretty much at the same time. Gingerdamus taking the first stairway and Freddeh taking the second one. But they're pretty much in sync now. Freddie's made up that little bit of difference from checking that map.
All right. So, yeah, we basically got a synced entry into the sewer section. This is pretty nice.
Both picking up the heart at the exact same time, too. All right, what's in this dark chest? Palm
All right.
upgrade. All right, and once they get through this area up here, with grabbing this key from the rat, they're going to be able to bomb this wall on the left and get the back of escape, so that way we can see these 3 chests. Sometimes it has something important, like hookshot or something like that. It's pretty common for it to be nothing, but you don't want to leave it behind and then all of a sudden it ruin you later.
Yeah, it's just such a pain to come back here. All right, so there we go. Just a whole lot of diddly squat.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what happens. But it's that one time that you don't get the bomb that you have to come back. That gloves wait forever to come to get you, and then you come back and it's got something very important. So yeah, it's a good thing they started with bombs early, so they didn't have to worry about farming forever and killing all these rats and trying to come back and get it. It's just bombs starting great.
Gingerdamus with an exactly 6-minute escape, or at least heading through that door. We get another big 20 in the sanctuary chest. So that does it for escape. I mean, all we got is the bow, but the bow is kind of a big deal.
Bow is huge. Bow is going to point towards an early Eastern Palace. So they're going to be able to full clear if they decide to sequence break. So dark rooms in Eastern Palace, most people, especially in 2-1 and up, know how to do. So I can see us actually seeing an early Eastern clear.
All right, so our first tier 2 tree pull is single bombs. Seems pretty good. And our rupee crab is dropping big 20s today.
That's nice. So bomb pull and rupees, that means they're not going to have to worry about buying bombs, so they're going to save that money, and they are going to be able to grab quite a bit of cash to be prepared for Zora. And a piece of heart for the Aga Lumberjack Cave. So probably not an Aga seed, but we'll see what happens. It could still require Aga to get to Dark World.
Yeah, both runners did in fact go for the Lumberjack check. I'm seeing that being a little more popular recently. Like, I've seen before a lot of people would skip it until later, but I think it's come around a bit.
Version 29 is, you just don't want to be the guy that doesn't check it and you're looking for that one item, because version 29 is like the one item hunt. Everything comes early, like hookshot.
So there's a hookshot. If we get a glove, then we could access Paradox Cave. It would still be a sequence break, but we could get there.
Yeah, I can see a sequence break happening here. Not just fake flippers, but I can see a dark room sequence break here, especially Eastern Palace or possibly getting to Death Mountain if they find the glove.
And of course, the other major upside to picking up the hookshot is no hookshotless swamp.
Yes.
Get out.
And another benefit to hookshot, there's a lot of places that you can actually hookshot to speed yourself up a little bit. But not having boots, you don't have to walk as much. You can actually use the trees and things like that to just make your movement a little bit more precise.
All right, so there's the Quake Medallion here in Blind's Hut.
Early medallions are nice, but at this early moon pearl's even better.
I was going to say, how about something else round and important?
Yes, that is definitely important, because that's a piece of the puzzle right there that helps with Dark World access. Kind of makes you feel less like Aga's going to be required. Right now, there's a pretty good chance that we're not going to be worried about medallions. All 3 pendants are in Dark World.
So I've actually kind of run the numbers a little bit. Turns out that the Moon Pearl itself is basically Aga neutral.
Interesting.
Like, finding it will not really increase or decrease the chances of having to do Aghanim, because a lot of times you're expected to get the Moon Pearl so that you can find something in the Dark World after you do Aghanim.
That makes sense. Yeah, I was gonna say, more I think about it, the more it makes sense, because if you don't get the Moon Pearl, you're just assuming that it's going to be in one of two spots. It's going to be either locked behind the mitts with flute over in the checkerboard cave or on pyramid. So you're going to find Moon Pearl probably early, and it's not going to tell you much.
Oh,
so.
We've got a book here inside the chicken hut. So literacy is on point today, and do you think there's any chance somebody does a real quick ped check?
I doubt it. They both
when
did
you're
this.
this far south, I don't think so. But if I'd have got it in like the well, I probably would have gone for it.
Yes, I would have too. And surprisingly enough, Gingerdamus bought bombs, and Freddeh just went straight in and found his bug net, and he's going to continue south. So we had one player buy bombs, and another one did not. I'm surprised that we had a bomb purchase.
Well, having additional bombs is not the worst thing. It would be a little more understandable if they didn't have the hook shot for Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah. That was my main thing too. The fact that you can use the hook shot on the Mini Moldorms using bombs is not as required. You can literally kind of come around and just hit them from the south or north.
So Freddeh just went for the race game. Gingerdamus checked it. Gingerdamus got the paid off call today.
Only a couple, maybe a second or so time lost there, because with CAC not really having much, just it had the Moon Pearl, it had Quake Medallion and Book. That's a decent thing, not entirely hype, but I can understand going for the actual race game. You kind of feel like it's going to have something. So,
all right. So interestingly enough, it looks like Freddeh is going to head over to Eastern immediately, while Gingerdamus is heading to the dam and the South Shore. We've got a sword in the dam. You could have used the hook shot to do the little trick here to make this one trip.
Yeah, I'm surprised. He may not know about that. A lot of times they may know about using the hook shot to get through the Dark World Cave, Super Bunny Cave, because it shoots further. They may not. Ooh, okay.
Whoa!
So we have
hammer and flute. What?
What are you stealing there, Sasha? Come on now. Why you got so much stuff in your closet? What's up with that? That's some value right there. So let's see if Gingerdamus finds anything in Mini Moldorm Cave, because Freddie's going right over to Eastern Palace. He's gonna do that sequence break. Yeah. So
I also didn't mention that Gingerdamus actually picked up the blue mail in the sunken treasure location as well. So that's a pretty nice pickup. We've got a bottle in Mini Moldorm Cave.
So
there's our boots and a ether medallion. Mini Moldorm Cave also paying off pretty well today. And I feel better about going to Eastern with those boots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say, as far as routing goes, Freddeh got stuff early with the flute and hammer, but a sword, blue mail, Harry Potter medallion, and gotta go fast.
So I know that if I was Gingerdamus, I would have actually done what he's doing now, but in reverse order. I would have done Mini Moldorm Cave first, just because I know I'm going to desert, so I'm just going to go that direction.
Yeah, I think I would have probably done the same thing. I would have gone around and came back, and I might have actually just done the Ice Rod Cave and then come all the way around there. Ice Rod Cave is one of those. You got two locations where, again, you can route in with desert like he's doing, so that's not entirely out of the way. But Ice Rod Cave, there's nothing over there. That's it. It's one location that's by itself.
At least Ice Rod Cave will be easier once Gingerdamus picks up the flute, and we know that's going to happen pretty soon.
Exactly, because you can't really not route in the Eastern Palace location. Like Zahashula's hut is it's 3 up to 6 items. It's a really good location just to go to. and lantern right there in the big chest in Eastern Palace. So about that sequence breaking I was talking about.
Not necessary.
Just kidding.
Wow. That is kind of a troll spot for the lamp. You know, if you're waiting to go to Eastern until you have the lamp, which at this point you probably wouldn't do that, but you know, if you were waiting for it, that's gonna really hurt you.
It's one of those few spots that you just don't really think to consider the lamp being in. I never consider it being there. Sometimes I'm like, well, if I find the lamp over here, it'll be good and I can go wherever. But yeah, that's definitely an interesting spot. But finding the boots like Gingerdamus did made it to where he's not going to get locked out here. So he's actually going to be able to do most of desert. He's not able to get to the back yet, so he cannot clear desert unless he finds gloves in its pseudo vanilla spot. So
I think he'd also need fire rod.
A fire source, yes. So
and it's
Freddeh
not going to be the lamp.
yeah, so he's gonna have to get fire rod too. I completely forgot about the torches in the back. So Freddeh could actually do desert all the way through because he's gonna do the south short checks. There's no way he's gonna skip those. So really, while Gingerdamus got probably more value out of what he found, Freddie's routing is going to end up paying off more because he'll be able to, if he finds gloves, of course, do the back of desert as well and complete that. So there's arguments on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
So far, Eastern has been pretty empty. I've not seen anything else. I think there was a bomb upgrade. I actually think there is an item on Armos Knights. I'm not 100% sure about that.
Well, there's the red boomerang in Desert Palace, so that's all right.
Maybe you can tie a string to it and put it on an arrow and cause some sparks to make some fire. Too much of a stretch? Too reaching? Okay.
I'm old and I don't get the reference.
It's old. That's the thing. It's when you put the string on it and you spin it back and forth like old Boy Scouts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, too much of a stretch. So Gingerdamus is going to be going to Eastern Palace now. He's going to be getting his flute and his hammer. He's going to be happy to see those.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't peace out directly after this, though, because you're going to want that lamp.
Sooner or later, you're definitely going to want the lamp because it's very possible that the lamp is locking the fire rod. It's very possible. It could be in Hera. It could be in the basement, you know? He's going to go straight into Eastern. That's good. Now, Freddeh is going to Sanctuary.
Yeah, he's going to activate that flute 100%.
Yeah.
Then I imagine he'll flute to 7. That would be my guess.
Hoping so.
He might flute to 6 and just do desert.
If he goes straight to desert, that would be unfortunate because he'd be missing. He'd have to leave right back and just start doing his South Shore locations. He could do 8, go to Ice Rod Cave, and then go to Mini
Work
Maldorm.
it backwards.
Yeah, he could go that way. Because that's one location. Because as of right now, without another sword upgrade or gloves, we don't have any Dark World access. We don't have anything to be able to go further. So we need one more piece of the puzzle in order to find out where we're going from here. So the goose is loose on Freddie's end, and soon after doing Eastern Palace, we'll hear that wonderful, wonderful song that we all know and love from Dr. Bob.
Well, not during this.
Yeah, not during this. Okay.
Yeah, we have sort of retired the Swag Duck song for this tournament, but otherwise, yeah.
Understood. No worries. No worries. So Freddeh did what you expected. He went right to 6, so he went to the front, and he's going to go to the right and go to Mini Maldorm Cave, which I can imagine after seeing the boots and everything like that, he may do the same routing choice that Gingerdamus did instead of going to Ice Rod Cave. while really there's no reason not to go to Ice Rod Cave, it's probably the time to do it.
What I might do in this case is walk outside, flute to 8 real fast, grab the silly thing, and then flute over to 6.
Yeah, and I mean, you're getting boots here too, so running that way is not going to be too fast either, or not too slow either. It's probably the time to do it. So then you can flute to desert and do desert, get out of there.
Yeah, unfortunately, he still doesn't have the gloves, so unless the gloves are in Ice Rod Cave, that would be cool. But I doubt it. At this point, I would, put a significant amount of rupees on the glove being in Paradox Cave.
There's a lot of places still left to check. But he's going to Ice Rod Cave. So we're gonna see. Because it could be in Bonk Rocks, it could be, I mean, there's quite a few places that it could still be. Is there value in the far off location?
Nope, just a big heart. I mean, it's not the worst thing. I certainly am not going to say no to it.
Especially this early. We have Blue Mail though, so 6 hearts, Blue Mail, it's going to make a few of the Dark World locations, the early Dark World locations, a little bit easier to stand. Because nothing's worse than going into Dark World with green mail and no health.
So what Freddeh is deciding to do is forego going to 6 and just check the bonk rocks here.
I can understand not going to desert right now. I can understand it.
Ooh, because Gingerdamus gets the quick kill on the Armos. That felt good.
Yeah, I mean, avoiding desert right now is not a bad thing. Because he doesn't have gloves, so he can't full clear it. And we're going to get a sick kid check.
Oh, just +5 bombs. I feel like Death Mountain is kind of the play at this point.
Yeah, flute to 1.
See what Freddeh does.
Right there. He went there. Good call. I agree. Death Mountain's the play. Avoiding desert right now is not a bad move because he doesn't have the gloves. He knows he can't complete it. And a good philosophy that a lot of runners use right now is, can you complete the dungeon? Yes, go to it. So then you start narrowing down by doing overworld checks where you need to go to get items to clear dungeons. So I can see why he's not going there yet.
So it looks like Gingerdamus will be activating the swag duck momentarily, and then we'll be heading all the way up to Death Mountain, I imagine, again.
Yep, he probably is going to head right there, unless he does run in that Ice Rod Cave check.
Yeah, you could flute to 8 real fast and check it if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for the better items to have. Most people do wait for boots and or flute to go to Ice Rod Cave just because of the speed of it.
What was that with the holding the bomb on the stairs?
You go faster. If you have your spin speed activated and holding the bomb on the stairs, you actually go faster up the stairs whenever you do.
The spin speed, interesting.
Yeah, you it allows you to go a little bit quicker whenever you're doing the what is it called? Left right on the stairs going up, the directional movements.
The stair pumping?
Yeah, stair pumping. So it lets you go a little bit faster up the stairs. It avoids the stair pumping and it zooms you right up. So I don't even think the damage even stops your spin speed either, like a normal piece of damage would do.
Very nice.
All right, getting our first check here on the mini cave of Paradox. Health and rupees. Is it gonna be Zora? What if Zora holds something so weird and so troll? Flippers are here, and then they have to go to Zora to get the glove or the second sword upgrade.
That could certainly be a thing. There's
Gloves.
the glove. All right, so my significant amount of rupees are completely safe.
Yes, your significant amount of rupees are safe. You win this round, sir. And
Freddie getting that bomb jump set up.
Perfectly done. We're going to get we're going to get a full death mountain check here. He's going to be going right over to Hera, probably going to check the tablet, see what's on there.
Yeah, that does seem pretty solid. I think I saw nothing particularly significant on the floating island.
Looked like a heart piece, if I had to guess. It was so quick. The bonk on the dead rocks. No, 20 rupees. It was 20 rupees. And what is on this ether tablet today?
Just a bomb upgrade.
Copycatting that sick kid. So we have Dark World access, so it's extremely possible that Hera has nothing. It's just going to be a quick crystal to get. So
I'd go in here, of course, because one, it's a crystal, and two, there's a good chance that there's a possibility anyway that I could get, say, the Titan's mitts here, and then I'd be in such good shape.
Yeah, I mean, you could get quite a bit here. Titan's mitts, Fire Rod, Ice Rod, Cadence Maria. There's a lot of stuff that you want to see. In particular, Fire Rod would be really nice because they're probably going to go in at the Village of Outcast entrance. And a lot of people like to route in Skull Woods. And if we find out Skull Woods is a crystal, then getting Fire Rod at this point would just be amazing. So now I'm pretty sure Gingerdamus does have the lamp. So it's not marked on his tracker, but I'm pretty sure he has it. Yes, he does. I was going to say, because Hera's going to be hard to do if he doesn't have that lamp, because you need it for the big key. Now we know we have a piece of heart, not a piece of heart, but a full heart container here at Hera. There's still one more item to be found, which is going to be up top.
And we, of course, get the vanilla big key because, I mean, that's the only remaining place it could have been.
Yep, pretty much. That's the way the story goes there. If you find a small key and the little chest up here does not have a big key, you're going to be going down. So... And they will be able to do the quick strats for the big chest here, so they're not going to have to worry about, oh no! Oh, that was unfortunate.
Ugh.
Hey, yeah,
I mean, at least it's not falling down the hole next to, like, the big chest or something like that.
Yeah, at least it wasn't like a double hole fall or anything like that, falling to Maldorm, and yeah, there's a lot that could have gone wrong there. It's just that's so rough whenever you're sitting there and you hit it with a hammer and it makes you go sideways. Like, come on now. So, but yeah, it's fortunate they're going to be able to do the quick strats because they can just hook shot over there. They don't have to worry about doing any bomb jumps, and then just change their directional input and bounce right back, just like that. And doing good on that bumper skip. That is an NMG strat right there that just saves a few frames. Every frame you can save. And a fall. Yep. Trolldorm strikes again.
Yep, Trolldorm is armed and dangerous, or actually, I don't think he has any arms, but that's beside the point.
Legged and dangerous.
Or are those like cilia?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what you would consider him, really. Weird and googly-eyed.
I believe the answer is a jerk face.
Yeah, right.
That is what I consider him.
And
and there are the flippers right there.
so maybe he does have feet because he was wearing some flippers. So that's good. So now a Zora check is probably in our future. Quick going over to 8, jumping down, checking Hobo, checking the Waterfall of Wishing Fairy, or the Waterfall Fairy, excuse me. There is no wishing in there. Really going to be really easy to route this right now. And he's remembered a critical spot, Spiral Cave.
Oh yeah, Spiral Cave. You know what else? I mean, I guess we don't technically have it in the logic yet because there's no invincibility item, but we could also theoretically do Spike Cave.
We could. I think we have enough hearts with that potion that they got.
Yeah, and I think there's also Fairy in a bottle.
Yeah. Gingerdamus has a fairy in a bottle, so yeah, with the fairy revive, I think that only gives you 6 hearts though. That's a little bit rough. It's going to be cutting it close. So now he's going to do desert that he has the glove. So he's routed this in. We'll see how Gingerdamus does on. Ooh, that was close. Getting it with one last heart. If he'd have been hit again, he would have fallen and probably taken a death on that, unfortunately, instead of just falling. So he grabs his flippers and he grabs his second crystal as well.
Well done. All right, now Freddeh is going to come to desert now. Having the patience to stay away from here until it's completely doable, that's going to pay off in the long run here.
It is. It's kind of interesting to think, though. So Gingerdamus already knows where to go straight for desert. So he's not going to really take the time that Freddie's having to take with checking everything, getting the key, coming over here to Big Chest, coming back down. Just it's interesting to know that it's really not that much of a time loss for Gingerdamus already being there. So he's going to be able to go straight through and essentially just he's already gotten the check out of the way, so he'll be able to go mode it. So
right, I kind of feel like though he might put it off because I think we found both items. Yeah,
both items were found. They got the.
Now the only downside with this is you may not want to put it off, mainly because
Fat Fairy.
There's this whole Fat Fairy thing.
Yeah, both of those crystals being red, it's like, you can go ahead and get that out of the way.
All right, looks like Gingerdamus is heading into the West Dark World.
So he is going to be putting off desert.
I wonder if this is a ped check. I wonder if he's going to do one of those. I doubt it.
Yeah, going straight for Dark World. Can't blame him. I
don't think I would be ped checking at this point either.
Yeah, ped checking is I mean, we need to know what the index is. So Swamp is green pendant. Mire and Turtle Rock are the red and blue pendants.
Wow,
so,
that is that means the medallions might not even be necessary.
That's wild.
And also we may be in one of those scenarios where everybody's favorite red cane might not be necessary. Okay, so that thing, the mirror we just picked up, that is one of the missing pieces I would want to see before I tried to do a ped check.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a great spot for it too. Right when you come into Dark World, if you get mitts now in Thieves Town or wherever else in your checks over here, you're going to be able to route quite a bit in. The world just opens. So great spot for mirror. Now, I don't know how I feel. I guess he's gonna. Now that he has the mirror, it's not as bad because he can probably route in Catfish with the Zora area. That's 4 items over there in the White World that's just not being checked right now.
Yeah, so, and we've also got that whole, the hobo check as well.
Yeah, so 5 in an easy couple locations, and Gingerdamus also hasn't gone to Ice Rod Cave, even though we know it's nothing. That's still a location. That's 5 locations, 6 locations now that are all probably going to be checked later whenever version 29 does its thing.
I feel like I'd check Hobo from the by mirroring from the Dark World right next to it in this particular scenario.
Not a bad idea, because there is that little location that you can stand on when you jump down by that bridge.
So
And
you would technically require Red Cane to be absolutely certain that you're in go mode, because there are 4 locations in Ganon's Tower, or 5, excuse me, behind which where the big key can be that the Red Cane is required for.
Yep, absolutely. And I've had that happen to me recently in a run where the red cane was needed.
But just to be sure, though, if I got everything to get into Ganon's Tower without having the Red Cane, you bet I'd be going into Ganon's Tower.
Oh yeah, clear as much as you can, because if you can't say the red cane's not in Ganon's Tower, that is completely possible at this point. And oddly enough, with Swamp Palace being a green pendant, we have the Swamp Palace package. I think a Swamp Palace dip's gonna be in this.
Pendant Swamp.
I hate it.
So I have strong feelings about Pendant Swamp, and I'm not sure that if I were to voice them on stream, it would remain family friendly.
I'm not surprised. I hate it myself. It's one of those things where I don't mind Swamp when it's required. Don't give me Pendant Swamp and then give me the package for it. I would much rather just be like, all right, cool. I don't have that for Swamp. I don't have flippers. I don't need flippers right now. I can wait and get flippers until I'm ready to go to Ice Palace, or just sequence break Ice Palace with fake flippers. It's like, yeah, you got flippers, you got hook shot, you got hammer, you got the package, man.
Well, there's the fire rod in Hype Cave.
That's about a 7 out of 10 hype index right there. That item alone is access to one of the dungeons that we need. So, Skullwoods, we're gonna get a pet check. We don't need Ice Rod. Honestly,
yeah, all we need is mitts and
yeah,
a sword.
Yeah, and mitts can't be on ped. So, a sword upgrade could be vanilla sword. And while it's not common to have to do, there's really nothing that would lock you behind having to do pedestal with these particular dungeons to have to get a second sword.
The only way that could really possibly happen is like having the remaining swords locked behind something on a tablet.
Yeah, and we already know one tablet's a bomb upgrade, so. And we're gonna get a quick Fat Fairy check. Let's see if the Light World having that has anything worthwhile.
Nope.
Love and money. So really, looking at go mode right now, just assuming minimalist go mode, once Freddeh goes to Village of Outcasts and gets his mirror, he's in theoretical go mode.
Again, you need the glove.
The mitts, you're right. Excuse me, the mitts.
You need the mitts, and you need one more sword.
Every time I look at the tracker, I always forget there's another click on there. I know it's gold and silver. I know this. My runner mind logically knows that. Every time I'm commentating, I always look over that. So we're going.
This is huge. This is turning out to be pretty potentially fast.
Yeah, this is really jet right now. Unless something like the mitts is the go mode item, really. Like finding the mitts is what we need, and that could very easily be in any of the other dungeons.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The mitts are gonna be in Swamp.
All the way back on. Are you thinking left side, or are you thinking back on Argus?
When did we get the hook shot? Early?
Yeah.
Probably back on Argus.
Yeah, we got the hook shot really early. Yeah, it's looking like it could be anywhere. I mean, ideally, if we get it early, if we get it in here, in pod, that'll be good. I mean, the only place that it can't be right now, as far as logic is concerned, other than Meyer and Turtle Rock, it can't be an Ice Palace. So, like, your Ice Palace is going to be our Go Mode dungeon, which is actually pretty nice. So, considering that Ice Palace is going to be able to just quick get it done, snap of the fingers.
Gingerdamus, of course, astutely remembering, oh yeah, I got the shovel. I could do something with that. Hey, a cape.
Where did we find Shovel?
It was in Thieves Town.
Oh, I missed
It
that.
was the second chest. Sorry, I was going to say something about being able to dig it or something along those lines, and then we just got sidetracked.
Yeah, I completely missed the shovel in Thieves Town. I actually completely missed the blind kill too. He got out of Thieves Town quick. I don't know where I was in the past 2 minutes that he did that, but he's going to be picking his fire rod up. So wonder where he's going to go after that. I wonder if he's going to make the same play with Pod, or if he might actually go route in doing the Skull Woods check. I Skull Woods right now is because you're still rocking Fighter Sword and no half magic. So
Yeah, it's not exactly fun, but you got a few bottles you can make it reasonable if you need to.
yeah, very true. He's going to make the pod play as well. Not a bad move. And like I said, most runners do the same thing. They go for what can I clear? What can I do right now to get cleared, get another crystal, and move forward.
Here's the
And
good old Bombos medallion for Freddeh in the big key chest of
aha.
Pod.
So all 3 medallions are found. So once we get the mitts, we can go into those, but the mitts are go mode. So other than a sword upgrade, which is kind of interesting, you know, if there's no sword upgrade, what if the last 3 swords are in like Turtle Rock or Meyer?
I mean, that is also a theoretical possibility. There is a huge potential here for one of the rarer and trollier seeds we've had in this tournament.
Because that could literally mean go mode sword, which that's extremely rare.
The pedestal has not been checked, but it's basically dead. There's the Titan's Mitts in Palace of Darkness.
Yeah. So Titan's Mitts get now. Once we get a sword upgrade, that's there.
That potential go mode again. That red cane situation could be on our could be pretty bad, but you never know.
It's a very big possibility because I mean we're talking GT right side 5 spots. You got the 4 chests, and then you've got the dreaded tile room. So you know there's a possibility. So as of right now, though, considering minimalist, Freddeh has the ability to complete this game. So, but we're still going to be checking chests. We're still going to be checking locations.
Whoop! There's the second sword.
Because of the sword.
At this point, you play go mode.
You go mode.
You just do it. You just get everything. I mean, not get everything. You skip everything. I know words.
You go, man. This is Jet. This is 43 minutes in, and we have theoretical go mode.
We have what we in the business like to call, hold on, let me do some math real fast.
Yeah. I
77.2% go mode.
I cannot say that I've ever seen a seed with as little buttons pressed for the tracker. So if now, and keep in mind, Kane can be in GT. Kane can be in Meyer. So they're not gonna be going to Swamp. Swamp is out of the question. Wow, he jumped pretty far there. Did you see how far out he went on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these things are always a pain. They are just super trolly.
It's like, here, hold my potion. We're doing go mode.
Right?
I mean, I think if there are like a few random chests along the way that are convenient for you to check, you'll go ahead and check those in case you find the cane and can get into actual go mode, or potentially for a sword or silvers.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the only other thing that I'd be looking for, this is minimalist to complete the game, considering if GT is on, GT big key's on the left side. I'd want a sword. I'd want to get the tempered if I didn't get silvers, or I'd want to get silvers just to make it easier on my life, so I wouldn't be having to worry about doing Master Sword Ganon. So. Because Master Sword Ganon, while possible, ain't fun.
That is correct. So with the Master Sword, though, I think, Mothula becomes a lot easier. So that'll be, a little less to worry about as we head over to Skull Woods. I imagine that'll be one of the more likely to... I don't even know how to say words right now. Everything is broken because the seed is so fast.
Yes, I think I would still check locations in Skull Woods. Even though it's a fast go mode, I would probably not check that bottom chest that's in the back. I would still check the chests that are, the quick drop downs. Go around, just go out. It's 2 items, so it's not that hard to check. That's a lot of the reason why in other runs you see people go to Skull Woods really quickly, just because 2 items, really quick check, not a lot blocking those items other than maybe if they're both in the back, which is very uncommon. So doing bow strats on Helmasaur King, doing very good. He was nice today, standing still so he can get pegged in the face by 8 arrows.
And there we go. That does it for Palace of Darkness. We've got 3 more dungeons left. You've got Skull Woods, or over here, Freddeh has Skull Woods, Thieves Town, and Ice Palace remaining.
It almost looks like he's doing NMG right now. He's completed the dungeons, and other than Hera before Desert Palace, he's completed the dungeons in vanilla order.
Yeah, and he can do Thieves Town next, and then Skull Woods, and then go to Ice Palace. That's what you do, right?
That's exactly what we have prepared for 23 years to do this. And that's exactly what he's going to be doing. He might go to Skull Woods first. I can imagine doing that.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's easier to head north and then go south. And unfortunately, there's not going to be a pet check today, folks. He's go-moding it. He says, no, I will check maybe 1 location, but I'm gone.
Yeah. When I say convenient to check, I mean very convenient.
Yeah. Like
hey, doesn't have anything I would check. Ice Palace, I might check the Freezor room.
Well, you've already got to go into that one room. I'd probably still check that first.
Maybe the first room. That's a possibility, yeah.
You've got all 3 medallions. Just do a medallion real quick and check it.
Yeah, do Quake. Quake's the best one.
Yes, especially for those silly pinguins.
And Thieves Town, I'd check until I can get that big key, and then just probably done.
You still check maidens.
Maybe like one or two more, but yeah. And like the chest next to the maiden, you'd grab that.
Yeah, you check the attic one too, because that's literally in the same room. You're not walking too far away from it, so
Yeah, and you gotta wait for a bomb to explode anyway.
yeah. Waiting out that hand, he's not taking any chances there. So we're gonna get hopefully a nice moth today. Hopefully he's not gonna sit there over spikes. And there you go. Get to the middle. He's not being too mean. So, interestingly enough, Gingerdamus went to the mire area.
Yeah, I think he's gonna check these two here and then finish desert. Because, if you still have to finish desert, I would consider those fairly convenient.
Yeah, because you can step out right here, and yeah, again, you're right next to it. So not all that bad. Not all that bad at all.
Alright, so Skullwoods is done. So Freddeh will now need to head elsewhere. Back to 3. Gonna do the Thieves Town play.
Yeah, there's literally nothing that can be on pedestal right now, other than maybe a sword upgrade or silvers that we would even be interested in. Now Freddeh is still, yeah, he needs to do these checks. So surprisingly enough, yeah, okay, so he's going to be getting his mirror here, even though it's not necessary. It does help with some quick dungeon maneuvers and getting in and out of light world, dark world. So. Is it bad that part of me is kind of wanting the big key to be on the right side?
I mean, maybe. What would be interesting is, like, somehow have a required double dip into Ganon's tower.
Ooh. Get one of those giant blockchains where you get something like, I don't know, powder into mushroom into... Really, there's nothing else that mushroom can go into, but mushroom would go to Kane, and then you'd have to come back in to get the big key. That would be pretty rude.
All right, so Gingerdamus finishing off Landmola's. They'll be heading off next to take care of either Ice or Skullwoods. We don't know which one. It's Skull.
Yeah, you make Ice your last play. You make Ice your last play. I think Skullwoods is a little bit faster than Ice, but Ice is one of the fastest go mode dungeons. As long as you can do the Ice Palace bomb jump. That's the key for that. You have to be able to do the Ice Palace bomb jump. Because if they weren't doing the Ice Palace bomb jump, they would need Kane to do this.
Right. So the Ice Palace bomb jump is a very necessary item, necessary trick to learn. I'd say it's basically one of the few mandatory tricks if you're going to start doing randomizer.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the first things you want to learn after getting like basic logic and routing decisions down, because that's going to help you save. That right there is one of the few things that can save you just so much time in this game in general because of what it lets you do to Ice Palace. So there are some runners who don't even remember the vanilla way that the developers intended you to do it because they've been Ice Palace bomb jumping so often. So, not that I'm, saying that I forgot how to do the vanilla version of Ice Palace. That's a fortunate drop.
Yeah, very nice.
So Gingerdamus is gonna probably have an easier time doing doing the butterfly. I literally forgot his name. Mothula.
Mothula. There we go.
Freddeh getting trolled by that fairy, literally sitting just outside of his reach on the wall. That is so mean.
Getting quite a few little nice fire rod shots on Mothula. A couple slashes ought to finish it off,
If he,
assuming they count.
yeah,
Because Mothula is a well-coded boss.
oh yeah, super well coded. If he hits those spikes after you hit him, it cancels the damage. He doesn't take any damage while he is sitting on top of spikes. So if he sits in that corner, and complete RNG boss as well, he can sit up in the top left, top right corners, just ruin you.
There we go. Freddeh finishing off blind with one half heart left. Oh, and Gingerdamus gets that 6th crystal. Both runners now have 6 crystals. We'll be heading over to Ice Palace. This is super close.
This is insane how close this is, because now we have Mirror and Flute on Freddie's end. Gingerdamus is actually now ahead of Freddeh. There for a while, I could have said Freddeh was ahead. He was leading just by a little bit, but now at this point, it's Gingerdamus. He's entering Ice Palace, and Freddie's gonna go get potions. He was shaken up a little bit by that blind fight.
Yeah, I certainly don't fault anybody for picking up potions going to Ice Palace.
I don't either. Ice Palace is, even in go mode, it's one of those things that one little slip up, even in blue mail, it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage.
I feel like I would probably use the bombo strats on Cold Stare.
Yeah, keep your fire rod available so that way you can hit them with a fire rod, because if I'm not mistaken, even spins on Cold Stare with the Master Sword is just a basic hit. You don't get anything extra out of spins.
It's whatever Tempered Sword does.
Does it do Tempered Sword damage on Cold
slash,
Stare?
yeah.
Okay.
But it's still like 8 spins.
Yeah, it's
per thing.
It's still a lot of movement, a lot of just cutting it close. A lot of cutting it close. That is one thing that people tend to take for granted, I think, in Ice Palace, though. Having the boots in Ice Palace on the ice rinks, it helps. It helps your directional movement so much. And just to also point out how jet this seed has been, we just might have all 7 crystals before an hour.
There is that possibility.
Yeah, and Gingerdamus hit that bomb jump right away, first try. And
Freddeh was a pixel high, it looked.
Yeah, he was very close to it. So the trick to this is you got to get pretty much either, I think it's 1 to 2 pixels away from the edge of the little triangles. And then you need to put 1 pixel between your sword and the bomb. And then it puts you at an angle to where you bomb jump over past those orange blocks. So there are graphics out there and things like that to help if you want to learn that. They're floating around out there. Anybody in the community probably would love to give it out to you. So
if you happen to be on Fighter's Sword, it's going to be 2 pixels.
Yeah, Fighter's Sword is smaller. I do want to point that out too.
I actually do strats based on shadow, so completely different thing. But it works. There are plenty of different ways to set it up, and you use the one that feels best for you.
Yeah, sooner or later it just comes down to feel. And second puff down, going for the third now. Last swing, good job, Gingerdamus, and that is crystal number and the
Ice Rod.
Oh, that's.
I don't think we're gonna need to use that today.
That is comical. That is real. Any other seed, man, any other seed, that would have been troll heaven. The ice rod being on Cold Stare. But Freddie doing really good about getting a lot of good hits off on those puffs with the fire rod. Let's see how well he can take him down with a few spins. He can't take much more hits from those puffs though.
Each one's gonna deal 3 damage to him, so he can take 1 and survive, but I would not recommend taking more than that.
What a kill. What a kill.
Well done. Gingerdamus is going to pick up some bottles before heading up to GT.
All right, so we do play a game, and now that Gingerdamus has gotten all 7, including Freddie as well, 1 through 22, well, if you're guessing the higher numbers, but 1 through 22, the Ganon's Tower Big Key. Pick a chest, and you could be in the leaderboard if you have donated 250 bits or are a subscriber to Speed Gaming 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So we do have a few subs that came through here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, who have done that. The names have gone past me, so I do want to thank whoever has actually subscribed, as well as recently donated bits for this. So get your guesses in. I don't know if we've started the game or not.
We have.
Good, fantastic. I figured you were on top of that. You're usually amazing at that.
All right, so both runners now are heading up to Ganon's Tower. Gingerdamus is taking an interesting route here to get there.
Yeah.
And Freddeh is deciding to go up in the Dark World.
That's pretty traditional. Freddie's doing the traditional route, and Gingerdamus is doing the little bit longer route. So they're going to be coming out almost in sync.
So I'm told the fastest route is actually to go in the light world but come up the right-hand side.
Going up a light world like go Paradox Cave?
Yeah. But the downside with that is if you get dead rocked at all, you are
Yeah, I think the reason
shot.
Oh, he didn't mean to do that. Oh no, maybe he did. He's going to check Hookshot Cave. Maybe for
Interesting.
One of those very quick locations to check, maybe he gets a sword upgrade or silvers.
Yeah, or maybe he gets Kane and knows he's in go mode.
That's it too. If he gets
Red mail.
Red mail's pretty nice. That definitely helps with any Ganon hugs. Not too much value on that though. So the game is closed. We'll count them out. Now, anything that is, 17 or higher, or I guess 18 or higher. No, 17 or higher, excuse me, I can't count, is probably going to include the red cane. So we're going to either hope to find it here in Ganon's Tower, or it's going to be a hunt for the cane for actual go mode. The big key is on the torch. 3 wins it.
All right, that's it. Number 3.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen.
Jet Seed. Oh my lord.
Holy Jet Seed Batman.
103.35. We have the Ganon's Tower big key. What is this? I'm like, I am, and they got a key on the right side too. Oh my. So the only thing this seed did to them that was just a pain is no silvers, no sword upgrade unless they're in the gauntlet going up. He's gonna check. Okay, so Freddeh is grabbing an extra key. Okay.
Yep, that's a perfectly fine situation.
I don't disagree with that at all. That stops you from having to kill the mini Helmosaurs.
Alright, Gingerdamus putting that potion to good use, and we are basically in execution mode.
Yeah, this is pretty much NMG from here. Which, for you folks that may not know what that means, that's no major glitches. And the any percent runs, which is just finishing the game without using any major like overworld glitches and skipping a bunch of things. Minor glitches are allowed, like fake flippers, where you do a jump into the water and do a screen transition without flippers, or doing things like what we found recently, potion glitch, which that's something that can be explained as well. You're allowed to do minor glitches, just major glitches, no.
There's one sort of wrinkle in this that's a little different than normal NMG, and that is the fact that we're not going to have the Cane of Samaria going up.
Yeah, that's very true. So the Wizrobe rooms, which you typically do the Cane of Samaria, drop it and run and blow it up. We're not seeing that. They're going to have to use bow. Or just sword swings. Like, really, I see most people use the bow in that instance to complete that out and make it easier. So we'll see how well that they can execute with the bow on the Wizrobe rooms. It's going to be interesting to see.
Oh, the sync is real!
It really is. This is coming down to the wire. It is all execution from here, folks. The Wizrobe rooms are going to be very interesting to see. So Gingerdamus changed it to the Fire Rod. That's a really quick hit and kill on the Stalfos, but it does take a little bit longer to burn the Horsehead guy. Now, Freddeh has pulled ahead going into the Landmo 2. So Gingerdamus is just electing to swing, while Freddeh did pull out the Fire Rod to hit Landmo, because it takes 2 shots with the Fire Rod, but if you miss a couple, you're out of magic.
Yeah, and you kind of want to save your magic for the torch room here in a bit.
Yeah, because the torch room is way easier to do when you have the ability to use Fire Rod. It's so much easier.
All right, so Freddie's making his way into the Wizrobe room, starting with the arrow strats.
Nice dodge. Did a good job on that. Got a magic drop using that to his advantage. Gingerdamus gets Landmo 2 down. And using his knowledge of what's in those pots as well real quick. Or just checking them anyway. Boom.
Freddeh gets the 2 cycle in the second Wizrobe room.
Yeah, 2 cycle is good. I mean, 2 cycle with not having the Cane of Samaria is definitely a very good thing. So he's going to be able to get this off here.
One strat you could use is like the Ether Medallion. That would get rid of them.
Ether does get rid of them, but that also does take up some extra time. Ooh, hitting the spike. Now, for people new to this run, there is something that you need to be aware of in that staircase that he just went up on Freddie's side. Whenever you do the torch room that Gingerdamus is in right now, when the torches go out, the door closes, and it does a brief little stop. If you get that torch going out at the same moment that you're going up the stairs, going into the second torch room, it will break your game. The sprites will not load. So you want to be very careful on that. You want to make sure you're either going straight towards the stairs or you stop and let that actually close so you do not break your game.
Ooh, Freddeh getting trolled by Trolldorm.
That's going to catch up some time for Gingerdamus, which is it's fortunate for him. This is going to get closer back to sync again.
Oh boy. Oh, he's got him in poke mode.
Oh no!
A second troll for Trolldorm on Freddeh.
And Gingerdamus is going to be coming in right behind him.
Oh, the sink is once again real.
Gingerdamus is going for the hammer strats, which is going to take 3 hits.
Yeah, Master Sword spins also takes 3 hits, but gives you a little bit of leeway as far as like getting knocked off goes. But if you poke, you get that.
The sink, oh man, it is so close. Big 20 in the last chest. They're going into Aga 2 almost right next to each other. Oh my.
Oh, Freddeh missing the hookshot glitch. That's going to cost him a couple of seconds, and that could be the entire race.
Oh my god. This is crazy. And he's getting trolled by the bumpers too. Funhouse Room is getting him. Gingerdamus goes in at 110.35 according to his timer. And Freddeh is making it in right in at 110.41-ish. So we've got about 4 to 5 seconds between these runners. Let's see how good Aga is to them. I don't know if that was a triple on Gingerdamus' side, but he can't really take another hit.
Yeah, I think he's got a fairy.
He's got him down. I think Freddeh has maybe 1 more hit to go. Boom.
Yep.
Freddeh has him down now, too. Gingerdamus is leaving at 111.19 on his timer. And Freddeh is leaving at about 111.
But now it's down to the Master Sword Silverless fight.
Master Sword Ganon, no silvers.
This is a huge deal.
This is less than a Ganon fall, and he's using his knowledge on this fairy over here, getting some health and going straight back up. And Freddie's going to do the same thing. He's going to go grab himself a fairy as well. Interesting bit of trivia or knowledge here for you. If you don't have boots, let's say you went with a bootless seed, and you need that fairy, but you have Quake Medallion. You can use Quake next to that tree, and that fairy will come out.
All right, so Gingerdamus is starting the fight. You're going to need nothing but spins. That's the only way to damage Ganon.
Master Sword does not hurt Ganon with a slash. You have to do spins. And something rather new to version 29, they have synced up the amount of teleports that Ganon does now. So it's not going to vary between the racers anymore. So that's going to make this really down to 100% execution. There's not really an element of RNG in this between the racers.
So the 2 runners entered phase 2 literally a second apart.
Okay, let's see if Gingerdamus has that fairy. Fairy's there, never got rid of it, still has it. F for fairy for Gingerdamus. That's a little bit of a time loss if Freddeh keeps up with the hits on Ganon. Nice use of, oh yeah, getting hit by the fire circle though. Freddeh going back to Cape Strat, or not, excuse me, Gingerdamus going back to Cape Strats, out of magic. I know he has a potion, he bought some. Still in phase 2 for Gingerdamus.
Ooh, oh, Freddeh taking a death. Does he have a fairy? He does.
He's got a fairy too. He hasn't used it yet either. Oh man. Both use their fairies. Oh no.
Oh, Gingerdamus has a second fairy!
A second fairy! Oh no! This is... My heart can't take this.
Freddeh has made it to phase 3.
Dodging that ring of fire. Gingerdamus is still in phase 2, but I think he only has maybe 1 or 2 more spins to get him to phase 3. Where's Ganon going to tell us about these silvers? Light World.
Swamp.
Did you ask Saharashala? Ice Palace. They go-moded ice. It was in Ice Palace. He didn't get the torch glitch. That's unfortunate.
Oh no! Freddeh takes a fall. That's going to mean a complete restart on this fight.
That's unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Gingerdamus is now in phase 3. He is getting to the 4th row of tiles falling. He's going to elect to keep the fairy and go for an extra hit to get the heart refills, but he's going to throw a bottle in and see. No, maybe not.
No, he's just going to respawn the fairy.
Respawn the fairy. Good call. And Gingerdamus did get his torch glitch. So that's good that he got the torch glitch. I've lost count of how many hits he's got so far.
All right, so we are on the final phase of Ganon Silverless Stretch. You're going to need 24 hits before he goes down. There's plenty of room for error here. So this race is not over.
And I did not catch what Ganon said at the beginning when they both entered, but apparently you cannot hum with your nose closed. So there's a bit of trivia for you there, folks. But Gingerdamus is doing really good to avoid getting hit. He's it looks like he has practiced doing Silverless Ganon even with Master Sword. So Freddeh getting a really quick phase 1, so he's back in phase 2.
It does look like Gingerdamus is doing an excellent job with this Silverless fight.
Yeah, it's coming down to whether or not he slips, and I mean, we don't want to see that. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's down to Gingerdamus just staying consistent, dodging that fire, getting those hits. He's got to be getting close. Oh, missed that hit there. Ooh, that was close.
Ooh, Freddeh just bit it again.
I'm not. I mean, in phase 2 and going into phase 3, I'm not surprised. They're not easy to get out of in Master Sword. Oh, Ginger taking a hit. He can't take much more of those.
Yeah, that was a Ganon hug.
Yeah,
you can't take any more of those.
Yeah,
you can't
Ganon
take a fire bat.
Ganon hugs hurt. Those are 8 hearts of. That was a fire bat. If he gets one more fire bat or Ganon hug, he's done. Freddeh misses the torch glitch again, but he is in phase 4 now. So he made up for lost time. But not getting that torch glitch is unfortunate without half magic.
And there it goes!
Gingerdamus with the kill. Oh, man. When he walks through that door, we will report his time. But definitely GG to Gingerdamus, pulling out the win at 1:18:29 official speedracing.tv time, making it to 3-1.
Oh, and Freddeh just took another fall.
Freddeh took another fall, unfortunately. Hey, this is not easy. This is not easy. Master Sword Ganon is one of the hardest things to do, without a doubt.
All right, so let's definitely see if we can get Gingerdamus in here to talk about that.
What a match. What a game. Down to execution at the very end. Down to just neck and neck. And Ganon just doing what Ganon does. We changed leads at least a handful of times. I have to put this as one of the most hypest endings to a match. so far.
I have not seen anything this close in a long time.
Yes, just down to the wire. And yes, I completely agree. GG to both runners. Unfortunately, somebody does have to go to 2-2. So somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. But both of these runners performed magnificently in this seed. Absolutely great routing choices. They even had different routing choices, and they both paid off very well in different ways. Making the right calls, getting synced up in Ice Palace, getting synced up, trading leads at least 4 to 5 times in Ganon's Tower, going up the gauntlet, recovering from some very frustrating mistakes, keeping their cool, and getting through and doing what they have to do. Freddeh is going to be doing Ganon one more time, but I've got faith. Freddie's going to do good.
Gingerdamus will be joining us soon. Just got to restart the Discord and we'll be ready to go.
All right, I think we can go ahead and get him in here. I'm going to go ahead and move him on over.
And we are now joined by the winner of this race, Gingerdamus. My goodness, what a race this was.
My heart's in the throat.
Do you know how close? You shouldn't know, but would you like to know?
You guys reached phase 2 of Ganon on your first fight at the same time, roughly
dear.
a second apart. Freddeh actually reached phase 3 a little before you. Unfortunately, he did take a fall right at the beginning of phase 4, and you kind of kept your cool and made sure that you were able to get the phase 4 Silverlet's part down without taking too many hits there.
I think one more and I was toast. I'm glad it looked like that. I was not keeping my cool. I said a lot of 4-letter words for about 2 minutes. I was like, oh god, no. And story checked out, thankfully.
Yeah, you were being very consistent on that. You were definitely dodging the fire towards the end when it was getting a little bit more intense. Like, okay, I need to get one more hit. You could see it. You were walking a little bit too far, but you held your own. You got the torch glitch. That saved you. Both times that Freddeh has actually fallen, he missed the torch glitch. So that made it even harder for him to do the Master Sword Ganon. So y'all changed leads like 7-8 times in Gauntlet. In Ice Palace. Like, y'all changed leads at just... I don't even think I have enough fingers to count it. It was so insane and hype. And just different things would set somebody else a little bit further, and then just back and forth. Just closest match down to the wire of who was going to finish first.
That's great. I'm glad it was a good race. I'm glad it was enjoyable.
I'm just saying, hey, do you want to roll up the next seat I have?
For real, man. I don't think we've had such a light job duty on the tracker in so long. Y'all are missing blue, boomerang, silvers, mushroom, powder, bug. Well, you have bugnet. Freddeh doesn't have bugnet. Both canes. You got cape. Freddeh didn't get cape. Just like didn't even have to dip a pendant dungeon. Like.
Yeah, like when I went into pod, I was looking at my items and I was like, I'm awful close. And when I grabbed the Titansmiths, I was like, I guess I play to Ganon's Tower. Like the no cane scared me a bit, but like in that case, I think the play is to just hold your fingers, hope for the best, cross your fingers.
Yeah.
And then of course you get the Master Sword in the Dark Maze as well, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, Mitts and Master Sword both in pod just to complete everything. It's like, well, they're in theoretical go mode. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that there was a part of me going, hey, hopefully they have to go for Kane. Because, I mean, it's like, good lord, what kind of jet seed is this? And just y'all were in go mode sub-hour. Y'all had all 7 crystals sub-hour.
It's crazy. It's the fastest seed I've ever played. That's actually a PB for me in standard by like probably 5 minutes because it was just so fast.
Congratulations, without a doubt, because this seed was, I don't think you could have made, other than giving silvers maybe, you couldn't have made it any faster or, you know, than that. And Freddeh gets his kill and gets Ganon down with some rage slashes. But GG to Freddeh. We're going to call it his time once he walks through the door.
Well done. There's that official time of 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 12 seconds. So congratulations to Freddeh as well.
I'm going to go ahead and move him on in here too. Freddeh, hey, stop beating your keyboard. I know.
God, warn me before you do these things.
GG. Wow. So,
what was that bat on that second fall? Like or that second mist. Like that bat decided it had a homing beacon right where I was going to go instead of where I was at, which is the most stupid thing I've ever seen. I think I was gonna lose it anyway, but still.
It was really close, man. Y'all changed lead from Ice Palace going up the gauntlet about 10 times.
Oh, was it really that close? Jeez.
Yeah, so you guys actually entered phase 2 of the Ganon fight 1 second apart.
Oh my goodness.
And you actually entered phase 3 a little before Gingerdamus did, but then of course that fall at the beginning of phase 4.
I just completely forgot I didn't have silvers. I saw the Ice Palace silvers, I'm like, oh, it's an Ice Palace. Then I was thinking silvers, and then I went for the silvers, I'm like, oh no. And then that happened, I'm like, well, I'll try it anyway, then I fell right away. It's like, oh no. Oh, well, I'm glad to see it was a close race at least, until Ganon falls.
Wow, that collection rate, 108.
I believe it. That was a really fast seed.
That's exactly half of the locations in the game.
Exactly half. That
Efficiency, right?
Efficiency.
That is literally the lowest I've ever seen. No, I've seen 103. My bad. I've seen 103, but I don't think I've seen anything. That's the second lowest I've seen. That's wild. Oh man, this seed was just. I cannot believe that y'all did not need Kain. Y'all did not need any just.
It just gave us things and kept giving us things in places that made sense, and then suddenly you got both the items you needed for Go Mode and Pod. And then you're like, well, I guess I'm doing Silverless Master Sword Ganon, and then you're just sitting there like, I don't know about Ginger, but I was just basically stressing out about Kain the entire time. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't really want to check things, especially in like Ice Palace, but Kain is a possibility. But
yeah,
I'm
we
just
saw
gonna
you
play
go.
like it's not.
We saw you go check the Super Bunny and Hookshot caves on the way up to GT.
Yeah,
just in case.
I was hoping for a sword.
I agreed with that particular move.
That mirror though. Just like, I'll check this game real quick for funsies. Frickin' mirror pops up.
There you go.
Crazy.
Yeah, and just without a doubt, I was saying that this was one of the closest and just hypest endings and down to the wire matches I've seen in a long time. I think this ranks up there as like top 3 matches of this tournament so far. It just literally had just so much going into it, and just lead change after lead change, item after item, just kept going more. Y'all had route differences. Y'all really didn't go the same direction, because Freddeh, you went directly to Eastern Palace, and Gingerdamus went right to pretty much Desert right after he did Mini Maldorm and did South Hyrule. So y'all had a route difference from the start, and really weren't in the same place until he finished Skull Woods, I think it was, and you finished. No, he finished Desert Palace. You finished Skull Woods, Freddeh.
So then there was Skull Woods and Thieves Town. They finished those at about the same time. Then they converged on Ice Palace.
That's what it was. And then y'all converged on Ice Palace almost at the exact moment. So Freddeh was finishing Thieves Town, and Gingerdamus was finishing Skull Woods. Y'all both mirrored and it was Pod. That's what it was. It was Pod. And y'all literally go to go mode. Just like boom, there, going there, finishing it, done, go. Wow, just like everything that could have gone right went right, and it just all converged onto just straight hype, absolutely insane.
All the hype. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't finish
definitely-
that then. Jeez, that sounded like it would have been a really close finish.
I definitely could
Correct.
not have asked for a better race to commentate today. Oh my goodness, great.
I feel it was probably more fun to watch than it was fun to play, because I was afraid at least 5 separate points for at least 10 different reasons. I was like, oh, this is all gonna go at any moment now. It's going too well.
I'm like, okay, well, Kane's gonna be required, and we're gonna have to like grab something out of Turtle. Like when I saw the book come up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to check book spots to get the friggin' Kane or something to finish GT. I'm like, oh nope, it's on, it's there. Let's go, I guess. Okay.
Wow, that was just the best.
It really was. Any final thoughts from either of you racers? Which I want to definitely commend you on doing this today. Any final thoughts, Gingerdamus?
Just a big thanks to everybody who showed up to watch, who showed up to commentate, restream, track. Super fun. Glad to be here. And thanks, Freddie, for a great race. Can't wait to watch the VOD by the sounds of it.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a fun VOD. Don't listen to everybody. Don't forget you're doing Silverless Ganon and miss the torch glitch.
Yeah.
That's how you don't do well in tournaments. Trust me.
Definitely.
Yeah, so thank you once again to both runners, Gingerdamus and Freddie, for showing off their talents today. I want to thank some people behind the scenes, the Speed Gaming team here, for putting together this wonderful restream, and of course our tracker, Kirito, for running that show today, and of course my co-commentator, Unknown Availability. Thank you so much for riding along with me today.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, Dr. Bob. Thank you for being here with me as well. I was very excited to see there was a spot open, and I jumped on it as fast as I could. It's always fun being your co-com.
And yeah, so once again, I want to say, if you enjoyed anything you saw here today, the best way to thank those people involved is to give them a follow here on Twitch, and I'm sure everybody here would appreciate it. And of course, remember to follow all of the Speed Gaming channels for all of your speed gaming needs.
And I also want to point out, too, there is ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 4 that is also being used for this tournament. You can see races there as well. Speed Gaming 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are also being used, so definitely give a follow out to those. And as well, I want to thank everybody involved also, Kirito, you, Dr. Bob, everybody for doing this, the restreamers from Fiesel to all these others that are doing it. I know there's quite a few other names out there. Everyone doing the organization of this. This is not easy. There was 500 plus names in this, so hundreds of races happening a week, and just it's hectic, chaotic, and it couldn't be done without the fans and without people watching and without the random maniacs out there. So thank you very much.
All right, so with that, I think it's about time to wrap things up. So I will just say that I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
And I've been Unknown Availability.
And we'll see you later.
Salute.